That's good, guys, that's
Yeah.
good.
Been long in the process, but I think the sponsor rolled it.
This is like a
Still working things out.
warm-up for the future.
Maybe.
So they're, they've adjourned.
Still gotta win that sucker.
Yeah, right, yeah, right.
You never know what's gonna happen between now and then.
Well,
At that point or the days after that. And
But that would just be,
significant development. One of the other bills, 1161.
no, no desire to
Sponsor was
go
working
longer than 10
the
years
Democrats.
from
and,
start to finish.
Basically provide
So
more.
it's like, that's enough.
Excuse
That's
me,
good
more-
community
more
service.
of a housing trust fund. But
I mean, in
the
this
measure was blocked.
work, that's a lot, I mean, that's
So-
spending a lot of time.
It will remain to be seen if they can get
But that would
Democratic
have to
support
mean that
to be
I would
successful
only
when they
do
need, because they can't,
if
I
I,
don't
if I
think they have the GOP
follow this
support
one all the way
now
to the
to
end,
get it through.
that would mean it's just one term.
GOP
Yeah,
That's right, because you would have two 4-year
To
terms.
be honest, I don't.
Yeah, so
think they're gonna pass
12 would
it.
probably be it if I waited
All
after my
without
4 years.
that.
Yeah.
I would like to call the Superstition Vista Community Facilities District No.1 meeting of May 16th, 2023 to order. Roll call.
Chairperson Wilson,
Yeah, I'm here.
Vice Chair Schroeder,
Here.
Board Member Cross,
Here.
Board Member Heck,
Here.
Board Member Johnson,
Here.
Board Member Nesser,
Present.
Board Member Suller.
Here.
You have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Consideration of approval of the minutes of the meeting of May 17, 2022. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move that the minutes of the May 17th, 2022 meeting be approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Board Member Suller,
Here. Yes.
Vice Chair Schroeder,
Yes.
Board Member Nesser,
Yes.
Board Member Cross,
Yes.
Board Member Heck,
Yes.
Board Member Johnson,
Yes.
Chairperson Wilson.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next three items all relate to the Superstition Vistas CFD No.1. So I will combine the public hearing for all three, but each item will have a separate motion. I will now have the clerk read all three items and their full titles. Evie?
Item number 2, presentation and discussion on the feasibility report for a proposed project to be financed by the issuance of the Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No.1, Assessment District No.1 Special Assessment Bonds. Number 3, Resolution number 2023-001 SVCFD No.1. Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No.1 approving the feasibility report relating to the acquisition and financing of certain improvements benefiting the district, approving the prior giving of notice of hearing relating to the feasibility report, declaring its intention to acquire certain improvements described in the feasibility report, forming an assessment district, determining that special assessment bonds may be issued to finance the costs and expenses thereof under the provisions of Title 48, Chapter 4, Article 6, Arizona Revised Statutes, and all amendments thereto, declaring the improvements to be of more than local or ordinary public benefit, and that the costs of said improvements will be assessed upon the assessment district, and ordering the public infrastructure projects performed. Item 4, Resolution number 2023-002 SVCFD No.1. Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No.1 approving the levying of an assessment and assessment diagram for Assessment District No.1 within the Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No.1. And I will call on Leslie.
Good evening. I'm actually going to defer this presentation to Zach, our financial advisor, our bond attorney for this.
Good evening, Chairman, Board. You'll recall just less than 2 years ago, in October 2021, we formed Superstition Vistas CFD No.1. Tonight is the first step related to the first bond sale of the district to fund public infrastructure. I think you should know that typically I'm doing this speech 9 to 12 months from now. And we're ahead of schedule because of the incredible efforts of y'all, but it included city staff, district staff to help move things along, get projects approved. And so I just want to pay a large compliment to staff for all their efforts to accommodate Horton, to help things move quickly through the process. So there are three things that we'll do tonight. The first step is a feasibility hearing. So pursuant to Title 48, anytime the CFD is going to finance public infrastructure, the first step will be we conduct a public hearing on the project. Projects are approved, as well as bonds, at the sole and absolute discretion of the district board. So it's not a feasibility report like you might see in a business setting. It's a feasibility report that hits a few specific points that the statute says you have to cover. We've posted notice for the meeting, and then if any interested members of the public do choose to attend and comment on it, my only request to the district board is please ask those members of the public whether or not they live within the boundaries of the CFD in light of their comments. After the public hearing, the next step is to approve the feasibility report pursuant to Resolution 2023-001. That also sets in place some additional procedural steps to establish the assessment district and indicate that the CFD is considering moving forward with a potential financing of, in this case, a street and related improvements. The bonds that are under consideration, you may recall, there's two types of bonds that this CFD can issue. One is repaid with property taxes. The other, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight and the next time I get to see you, is repaid with assessments that are levied on individual residential lots. So property owners within the CFD will pay additional property taxes relative to the city for CFD property taxes. But in addition, they'll pay installments on assessments over time. And they can prepay those assessments at any time. And we see that frequently. Maybe somebody comes to the table and they say, I don't want to pay the additional couple $100 a year. I would like to prepay that. And that's something that's an option for a homeowner to do. So first step, public hearing. After that's done, Resolution 2023-01, that sort of sets the stage to form the assessment district and put some of the assessments in place. And then Resolution 2023-02, which will be the third item on the agenda tonight, we have the assessment amount determined. When we formed the CFD, Horton and district and the city agreed to a maximum assessment amount per lot of $5,000 per lot. And so in this case, we have a project where Horton has spent well in advance of that amount, and they've elected to choose a $5,000 assessment amount per lot. So the assessment, and then the one other thing that I think is important for all of us to remember, the district is not taking on any sort of construction risk or liability that the road isn't complete, right? We don't want to put an assessment on a future resident's lot and they're paying for something that isn't done. These CFDs will only acquire from Horton, at least in the case, they will only acquire projects that Horton has taken full steps to complete the project, and that there's no construction risk that we have a half-built street and folks are paying assessments over time for a half-built street. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions. My only request, again, is if people from the public do attend, please ask them if they live within the district, and then that the hearing should happen in order, where the hearing happens first, then Resolution 01, or 001, and then Resolution 002, please, because they are sequential. And with that, any questions?
Daryl?
Is there anybody living in the district yet?
No, but I mean,
Should be easy then.
you never know. We want to start early and often to build good habits. But Horton has had a lot of success selling homes, right? So none have closed yet. But if there was somebody maybe who's entered into a purchase contract and is a future homeowner and is interested in this assessment on the home that they plan to move into possibly later this year,
Sure.
that could happen.
Fair enough.
Joel, question? Does somebody have to live in the district? Do they have to be a homeowner to be able to talk?
No, anybody could speak.
So anybody can?
Anybody. Yep.
Okay. I thought you were saying,
No, anybody can speak, but sometimes I've found it's informative to the district board if that person is a resident or just an interested
Okay.
member of the public.
Okay, did you just knock out all three of these, or are we going down the list here?
So if possible, please do open the public hearing for the feasibility report. If no comments, close that, and then if you could hit the resolutions in order.
Gotcha.
That'd be very helpful.
Okay, I'll
But
open
to
up.
clarify, you did present all three already,
Yeah.
so we can go straight into all three public hearings.
That's what he was asking.
Okay, I will now open the public hearing for all three items. Would anybody like to speak? I see no one.
no public?
I will now close the public hearings. Any discussion on any of the three items? Okay, so item number 3, do I have a?
Vice Mayor,
Yes.
I'll move that Resolution 2023-001 SVCFD No.1, a resolution of the District Board of Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No.1 relating to approval of the feasibility report of the acquisition and financing of certain improvements benefiting the district, approving the prior given of notice of hearing relating to the feasibility report declaring the district board's intention to acquire the improvements described in the feasibility report, forming an assessment district, determining that special assessment bonds may be issued to finance costs and expenditures of the improvements, declaring the improvements to be of more than local or ordinary public benefit, and that the cost of the improvements will be assessed upon Assessment District No. 1, and ordering the public infrastructure projects performed BE be approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Board Member Nesser,
Yes.
Board Member Johnson,
Yes.
Board Member Cross,
Yes.
Board Member Heck,
Yes.
Board Member Soller,
Yes.
Chairperson Wilson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Schroeder.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
All right, on item number 4, do I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair?
Yes.
I move that the resolution of 2023-002 SVCFD No. 1, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No. 1, approving the levying of an assessment and assessment diagram for Assessment District No. 1 within the Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District No. 1 be approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Board Member Cross,
Yes.
Board Member Nesser,
Yes.
Board Member Soller,
Yes.
Board Member Johnson,
Yes.
Board Member Heck,
Yes.
Vice Chair Schroeder,
Yes.
Chairperson Wilson.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. No district manager's report, no district director's report, and no district treasurer report. The next meeting is set for Tuesday, June 6, 2023, and I will adjourn this meeting.